Yo, what up? It's your boy Brando. Welcome back to another episode of Artist Premiere. Today's guest is out here making it shake, having huge events. We got one coming up this Saturday. It's going to be epic. We're going to tell you a little bit more on that later. But we got DJ Moss in the building. Thanks for coming out.
Hey, man. Thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely,
for real. Absolutely,
man.
Bro.
How you feeling?
Man, good. I'm just, ready to get this weekend over with, man. Like, it's been a big event I got going on. I'm glad to be here. Glad you invited me.
Absolutely.
Shoot some content today.
No, I feel you. I mean, usually when you have events coming up, there's a little bit of excitement mixed with a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah.
So I know you're probably feeling that. And plus, we both been working long days, so it's a little later in the day. But we can't let the fans down. We're going to let you guys know a little bit more about DJ Moss and how we got to this point to be able just to throw events like Pokeballs and just like, when an event pops out, Yeah, man. So where are you from, man?
Originally, Jackson, Mississippi is my hometown. I was born in Savannah, Georgia, but Jackson, Mississippi is pretty much like I was there from like third grade all the way up to college, and then I left and moved to Augusta, Georgia in 2008, and then moved to Atlanta here in 2016. So like I've been pretty much like been on my own, like grinding, doing what I have to do, making a name for myself since I moved here to Atlanta.
That is a beautiful thing, man. I came here with the same mission. I felt like I outgrew the city I was in, and I just like Atlanta was the fastest growing city at the time, and I was like, let's hit it full fledged. I think I was like 20, 25, and I was like, let's get it. And so yeah, I definitely identify with you in that manner. I can't identify with the Mississippi, but my grandmother's from Biloxi.
Okay. Oh yeah, Biloxi's
what I mean? So it's right by New Orleans, and with the casinos, they're good and bad. You can win money, you can lose money.
Absolutely.
You guys know how that goes. I don't need to tell you that. So tell me, like, how'd you get started in this? So when you came to Atlanta, and you were like, all right. What did you just finish college and like?
No, I'm actually like I moved to Atlanta at 27.
Okay. Good age.
Yeah, at 27 I moved here, and I would say I'm 35 now. So when I moved here, I pretty much like I thought, because I'm a DJ full time, so like I thought I was gonna come here and be the biggest DJ in the city. But see, I didn't understand how networking was a big thing, because people care more about who you know than how talented you are. And that was one of the main things I didn't know when I got here to Atlanta, Georgia. So it was kind of hard for me to get into the clubs and the bars, being a DJ that didn't nobody really know. So I had to kind of like go to these networking events, go to meet people, and understand like, oh, it's about who you know, and this person can take you to this person that can eventually get you to this opportunity, and then eventually I grew my own brand from just basically networking, honestly.
Got you. I mean, that sounds like one of those things in life where you learn that lesson and you adapt and overcome, and it sounds like you did that well, and you're able to identify the red tape, the mistake you made, the mindset you had to change your thinking. I definitely can identify with you in that manner. A bit. I knew it would take some groundwork, and I didn't know how people were going to continue to know, because people knew who I was around the country at different places I've had toured to that bought my merch. Okay. Not a extremely huge fan base, but enough for an independent artist that's only opening up for like Wale's and Jingles and shit. So it's like, I'm learning merch, I'm getting into the fashion business as well, and I'm learning the music business as well, and I'm like, before I moved from North Carolina to Atlanta, I had just came off the Forest Hill Drives tour.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I just outgrew North Carolina. I got to do something bigger. And I could not take that team that toured with me. I could not take them with me to Atlanta. So for me, that was one of the biggest feats. And then having to just get acclimated to a city, because I'm from Virginia. And it's like suburban Virginia. It's like grew up in a bubble, and then you go to college, and then all of a sudden you're in Atlanta, and then I didn't just get to Atlanta and have to scrape I kind of got to Atlanta and I saw some of the finer things too
Right.
early. So I thought it was tangible. Like I was hanging out with guys that were 40 something and already millionaires and just, you know, paying for everything.
Wow.
So, I mean, I was kind of like blinded by that allure, you know,
Right.
and then it came to a point where it's like, how do I get to pay for everything? Like, and that's kind of what the older guys were like probably waiting on, like, because we hung out for like 2 years straight, you know, and they would always call me. I don't know why. I was like the token younger dude to fucking hang out with or whatever. And well, actually, I do know why. The guy ended up marrying a 23-year-old girl, well, woman, and he was like remarrying. And when she had her friends that were all in their 20s, they wanted a younger guy around as
okay.
well.
Gotcha.
When we all went out to like STK Mondays and stuff like Tomorrow World. So, but I mean, that was tough for me because I'm like, okay, life just got better and better and better. I moved to Atlanta and it's like, boom, I'm with these X percenters, you know? And it wasn't mine though. I mean, I lived in a luxury apartment in Vinings and I had a foundation, but I'm like, how do I start ringing bells? And it took about a year or so. How long did it take you for people just to be like, hey, yo, Sylvie, I see you in the mall, or hey, yo, DJ Moss, you know?
I think let me see. When I first got here, like I said, I was throwing shows for I was DJing, trying to DJ, and then I realized that DJing wasn't the route. So then I went the showcase route. I noticed that here in Atlanta, it's a lot of open mic events. So I'm like, okay, I think I could throw one of these. So I went to other people open mic events, and I found artists at those events. I said, I'm gonna throw my own open mic event, and I did it, and it was very successful. And I did it again, and it flopped. I did it again for like the next 6 months.
Show
and it flopped.
business can be like that.
Yeah, it flopped every month for like the next 6 months. And then that next month, it did like amazingly well. And I'm like, yo, okay, this is what I really want to do.
So what kept you going while you were flopping, and did you do the introspective thinking to figure out whether it was the data or the delivery that made those flop?
So basically, I got comfortable. But what kept me going is I'm not really a quitter when it comes to these things.
Okay, yeah.
Back then, I wasn't a full-time DJ. I was just a part-time DJ. So like, I was the DJ that DJ'd the shows, hosted the shows, and promoted the shows. So I didn't really have to pay too many people if it flopped.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if it flopped, I just
right.
have to pay the door person, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying?
feel you.
So, but other than that, like what kept me going was really just the consistency factor. Like, I wanted to be bigger. I wanted to be big in Atlanta, and I refused not to do it. So I was like, okay, if I can do this, I'm gonna do this. And like you said, data entry, and I went back and I realized what I did. I kept posting more. I realized, post more on your IG, post more on Facebook, like get in these group pages, tag artists in the flyers, you know, all that stuff, so they can get the notification instead of you just posting. Like, tag them, interact with them, network with them, actually become fans of these people, and they eventually become fans of you. And so I kept doing it, and then like after month 7, every show after that for like the next 6 months was successful until I got a job. Actually was so successful, I got an opportunity to work for Miss Deb, who was Waka Flocka's mom.
Yeah, I know.
And from there, like, everything else is like history after that. Like, when Miss Deb, when me and her got the opportunity to work, when I got the opportunity to work for her, I soaked up so much game in the 10 months I was working for her. Like,
What time frame was this?
This is 2016 going into 17.
Okay.
So this is like
when Gucci had just came back out.
Yeah, Gucci had just got back out of
Flocka
jail.
was doing EDM, getting on the financial tip.
Yeah.
And they had some rager dudes that were just kind of like, okay, I remember the era.
So yeah, it's 2016 going into 2017. Deb told me, because she knew I was throwing the shows, and I told her I wanted to be big with throwing these showcases in Atlanta. And she told me, stop trying to take over the streets and learn how to take over the world. And so basically she said, if you keep throwing these shows in Atlanta, you'll only be famous in Atlanta. But if you learn how to reach out to these artists all over the country, you'll be nationally famous.
Yeah, that makes a lot of that makes a lot of sense, and then it makes like a little sense to me. So it's like one of those things, like how you look at it. I feel like, and one of my friends from Virginia that was a little older than me and was always an amazing rapper to me, I told him, dude, you gotta come to Atlanta. And he said, I gotta take over Virginia first. And I was like, man, forget that, man. Virginia, like all the sauce come out of Virginia. Y'all know the Pharrells, the Timberlands, the Chris Browns, the Trey Songz, the Sylvies, all of them. So like, but yeah, I was like, yo, come to Atlanta, and he refused. And I think he does comedy now. Priest, I love you, you're my guy. But that always kind of stuck with me. And when you say take over the world, first of all, I want to know what inspired you to want to be big in Atlanta, because you've said that 4 times. So what is that to you? What is big in Atlanta to you, and where's that come from?
To me, big in Atlanta means like, and not really more on the celebrity status, because I don't care too much about being like that. But prior to Atlanta, I was living in Augusta, and I was on the radio in Augusta, and I was known in Augusta from being the guy who threw the parties, and coming here, you know, the party game is so saturated, it's kind of hard to get into. So like, I tried to get on the radio too here in Atlanta didn't work. So because radio is a lot more corporate here in Atlanta.
It's locked down, bro.
Yeah,
you're not from here, bro. Come on. And that's what I was gonna get to next, but I wanted you to finish.
So, but that's all good. So, it was just it was a little harder to do what I wanted to do in Atlanta than what I did in Augusta. So the only way for me to get noticed, that's what I mean when I say big, more so trying to get noticed and try to like make sure I provide opportunities for people, because that's what I did in Augusta. That was the only way I felt like it was a lane that was wide open, and it was for the independent artists, because everyone comes to Atlanta damn near to do music. You know,
I really commend you for that, because we probably, when did you come to Atlanta?
At the end of 2015, top of 2016, so we're
So I came 2015. We came to Atlanta during a saturated SoundCloud era, where people were just like figuring out like mixtapes ain't it no more, like, and well, they figured it out probably 3 years prior, but that was the thing, like people putting their music online, not knowing how to make money from it yet, just figuring it out, 360 deals, and for you to be one of the catalysts to be like, look, instead of me trying to compete with that, and plus you probably like a generation above that. Were you born in '87?
Yeah, that's the exact year.
All right, so like, yeah, you were like, I'm a 90s baby, so it's like, I was in like the last of the dying breed of just like, all right, but anyway, I'm a 90s baby, so like, I commend you for being the catalyst to like want to provide opportunities for people, because that's one of my biggest things. Like, that's why I build my business. It's to provide opportunities and jobs and employ people. And that is a feat that you have to have a certain kind of mind and heart to take on a feat like that.
Absolutely. And, I appreciate that.
And I feel like if you just stay consistent in that way, you'll inevitably become big in the way you view it. And the way I don't even know how I would view big in Atlanta or in the world, but I know it's about impact, and it's about what you can do. How far does your voice go, and what can it do, and even how deep are your pockets and what can it do? You know, all those things, they coincide, and I feel like to be a real oligarch, to be a real player, you know the term oligarch?
I've heard of it before.
Some people look at it as a good thing, some people look at it as a bad thing, but it's basically just like, well, I'll tell you the literal definition of an oligarch before I'll be up here looking dumb.
No, you good, bro.
Oligarch. A very rich business leader with a great deal of political influence. So yeah, like that's like, aside from being a mogul, you want to be I want to be oligarch out this bitch. You know what I mean? You got the pockets, you got the business success, you got the voice, and you got political influence. You know. And that's what I consider big, because then you can start philanthropy. And you guys may disagree. Put in the comments if you think you have to be rich to be a philanthropist. I'm going to say, no, you don't have to be rich. But me personally, I feel like I can do more in philanthropy when I have more to give. And what people want on this earth and what makes it go round is money. And before content was king, cash was king. So that's the kind of things that inspire me, man. And I kind of see similarities and parallels in the kind of things you talk about your drive and your want to be big in Atlanta. And your studio is nice, dude.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man.
Dude, man, I just like the records on the wall. It just gives you a real, like, hip-hop feel. Like, just music, like any genre, really. Yeah, speaking of no genre, Usher's tape out right now.
There you go.
Spotify, Apple Music, all that. Y'all go stream it up. Tell us about this weekend.
So this weekend I have my biggest event of the year. So once I was doing shows in Atlanta, I learned how to market myself in other cities and states. So once I was able to learn how to market myself in other cities and states with no promoters, no investors, no sponsors, just pretty much put my own money up and marketed myself. So
how'd you market yourself in other states? From here or by traveling?
No. I learned I did extensive research on how to run Facebook and Instagram advertisement.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So
okay.
I did extensive research because a lot of people, they just run ads, but like I studied how to run ads.
Yeah, retargeting, all that.
Yeah, I really like put a lot of money behind ads. Like this year alone, I spent about $25,000 on just advertisement.
What's your ROI?
On this year as of right now?
Yeah, it's in Q4.
Close to about 100, maybe. After this weekend, I'll probably be at 150. Because last year,
through Facebook alone?
Like just my business. My business runs off ads. I can't do my ads without business. I mean, I can't do my business without the ads.
Absolutely.
Because I basically, the only thing I do is basically do shows, and I DJ too. But mainly my shows is what takes care of everything. So if you're thinking about ROI for me to throw shows, I have to run ads. So it's kind of like
ads. Okay.
The ads.
Because there's different. I get exactly what you're saying. I was wondering where the money was coming from, but it's the shows.
It's the shows, yeah, absolutely.
So you would target like, let's say, Minot, South Dakota, right?
Yeah.
You want to throw a show. You want to throw a show in Minot. So you get on there and figure out.
Find a venue first.
Break it down. $1 million worth of game, man.
Before you even run the ads, you got to find a venue first. Talk to the club owner, talk to the venue owner, figure out what is it that you need, that if they would allow those type of events.
Right. So the revenue comes from the shows, man. Dude, I'm really proud of what you've been able to accomplish like this far, and I'm glad we met, and I can't wait to see what you come with, you know.
Appreciate it,
and
man.
I feel like we're gonna work on something in the future.
We got to.
It's inevitable. Like we're gonna really be able to make something shake, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
We got more content of DJ Moss this weekend. He has a 3-day event right here in ATL. So, what's the name of the event?
Moss Fest Finale. It's my 6th year in a row.
Moss Fest Finale, his 6th year in a row. You know what they say about the number 6? It's really number 7. But nah, man, it's all love. Thanks for coming out, man.
Thank you, bro. For real.
Give me your Instagram and everything, man.
Look, you can follow me on everything. Official B Moss, Moss Entertainment, Moss Studios here. Moss stands for Music Over Stressful Situations. It's also my last name, man. Official B Moss.
You dig. We love acronyms over here at SLC. So thanks for coming out, brother.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, this weekend we raging. It's up. If you guys want to get on one of his shows, man, I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a full circuit, like new Live Nation type way. That's what I'm rooting for him to get going. He's gonna be like the new Live Nation. You dig?
Man, it'd be amazing.
You know, it's gonna be like I'm gonna be Diddy, he gonna be Ho. You know, we're just gonna run it up.
There you go. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, man.
All right, bro. That's Artist Premier YouTube. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Yeti.
That was awesome, bro.